What does 2IM offer? What is the 2IM CAT course all about? I'll have a little bit of fun in this video. Not going to be very staid. I'm going to say exactly what you will get when you get into 2IM. The course, the preparation has three components apart from the mock CATs and interviews and all that: quant, DINLR, and verbal. This is more to do in quant because there are too many topics, and sometimes the quant gives you this feeling of it can overwhelm you because of so many moving parts. So almost half the classes are focused on this. And give or take, half the classes are quant heavy because conceptually there's a lot of ground to cover. You need to know this theorem and that to start applying it and using it. And we will teach everything from absolute basics. Everything starts from scratch, from zero. You will not need to know anything when you start this course. Having said that, it's going to be having said that, you already sense that. You've got to prepare and practice a lot to keep improving and go to the higher levels. And we will start a topic on averages by saying average of two numbers is a plus b by 2. But this is just not enough to crack the exam. So we'll crank it up slowly. You will have to stay with us and then keep doing a lot of practice to go and hit the tougher questions. Everything you need for hitting any question, you'll get covered in this. It will get covered in this course. However, you will still not be able to crack it if you have not done your homework. So be very clear on that. We will do everything. We are extraordinarily good in teaching basic ideas wonderfully well. And there's no two ways about it. We're stand out the best in the country. And you sit through two classes if you have any doubts about what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm saying this. I've got to say this. This is my job. But sit through a couple of classes to get a flavor of how we teach. We're extraordinarily good in conveying basic ideas crystal clear. And so you will realize that this CAT is actually not so difficult if you go through a 6-month course with reasonable amount of diligence. But beyond that, you need to practice and make sure that you create a telling impact in the exam. What we do plus how you practice is going to lead to the exam score. So don't forget the practice part. Okay. What do we do for about data interpretation, logical reasoning? About 1/6 of the classes are focused on this. 10 to 15% will cover everything, every standard type of template for this. We give you practice material for practicing this as well. Verbal, about 1/4 of the classes are focused on verbal. We'll cover grammar. We'll go through every single question type reasonably intensely. We don't do any gimmicks, any shortcuts, no rules saying if an answer choice starts from because, that is wrong. The longest answer choice is likely to be the correct answer. None of that stuff. You might laugh when I'm saying these things, but these are the gimmicks that are present across YouTube and across the places, and these are extremely counterproductive. Students have a desire to somehow find some gimmick or some shortcut. We're particularly keen that we will not infest our students with a bunch of incorrect shortcuts. We would rather have them learn from basics and have the confidence to tackle this exam without a toolkit which uses the word shortcut. And so keep that in mind. So we'll do nothing on the gimmick territory. We'll teach you well and ask you to practice. That is enough to crack this exam. This exam is not about fancy shortcuts. It's about clarity, about having a clear idea of what you know, how you can approach it, and how you can understand the basics. Right? Grammar, vocabulary, reading comprehension, everything will cover. Right? What is still not included in this, what you will definitely have to do to crack this exam is to read. And if I could create a separate section and say read, I would do that. An extraordinary amount of preparation for this can be done by just reading. Right? What do you read? Anything and everything. Fiction, non-fiction, newspaper, magazine, anything upwards of Chennai Times or Mumbai Times is fine. And so don't read that. I mean, you can read that for fun, but don't call that CAT preparation. But you should read for at least 45 minutes per day, at least. And you should get used to the idea of reading different topics and understanding that without really breaking sweat, and that is very vital for this. What are we good at? Why should you choose 2IM over the gazillion other places that are there? I'm going to focus on 4 parts: classroom coaching, testing, study material, and post-CAT. What do we do? Classroom coaching, almost everyone who teaches for us is taken this exam, cleared this exam. Some of them take it very frequently. They take it every year. Just because they teach, they want to know what the exam is all about, so they take the exam. Right? We focus on small batch sizes. We don't have batch sizes more than 25. So the faculty team, we work with a very small faculty team. So the guys who teach for us, in any batch you might see 4 faculty members. So they'll see you for a lot of classes. Very often I get an idea about almost every single student in a batch. If you attend your classes, that is. I take, give or take, half the classes for most batches. So I will know where each student stands. I'll tailor the course for a batch based on where the batch is. I'll know where each student stands. I'll tell them what to do, what needs to be done. So the individual attention is more or less guaranteed. Again, there is a double-edged sword. I will know where you stand only if you attend at least 80% of the classes. If I see you in a couple of classes and I don't see you in a couple of classes, I automatically switch off saying, look, this guy is not so keen on this exam. So there's enormous pressure on you to attend classes and do your homework. If you do that, we will deliver. There's no doubt in my mind. We turn up for every batch and throw everything into every single batch, every single student. But you've got to do your share as well. Keep that in mind. Testing and assessment, what do? We do about 12 online mock CATs which mimic the CAT. We have a bunch of section tests for each topic. We have 10 paper-based CATs which you can do with pen and paper. These are based on CATs from 2000 to 2008. So based on those actual papers, so you get an idea of how the CAT guys think. So you will take these as part of the course, you will get the material as well. For every single question, we provide extremely detailed solution. That's very vital. I see a lot of material out there in the market where there's an enormous desire to create extraordinarily tough questions, not backed up with solutions. The cardinal rule at 2IIM, if there is a question, there is a solution. We will never shoot for a level that is way tougher than CAT. Somehow there is this enormous desire to do that from everybody in the market. We don't do that. Even if we do, it is for the learning purpose, and we'll outline very clearly even that. And so every single question is explained in great detail. So you will never be lost when you're taking a 2IIM mock CAT and reviewing it. We provide complete study material, comprehensive. Every single component in CAT you'll have material for that. This is an excellent tool for the drill, the grind, the practice part of it. And so you listen to a bunch of ideas in class, you practice a lot with it, then you're ready for taking your mock CATs. That's a script for planning for this. Again, you will not require a single book or single question outside of what we teach in class and our study material in mock CAT series to crack this exam, to get 99.9% in this exam. You will not require anything else. Do this diligently, you'll crack through this exam. The final part, post-CAT, what do we do for group discussion, essay writing and personal interview training? We train our students. We run a bunch of workshops for different topics. We'll teach you economics and finance and general what this MBA thing is all about, how to create a pitch for yourself, how to create a story for yourself, all of that we'll do. And then we do a reasonable bit of counseling. Obviously the final decision rests with the student, which college to take, which one not to take. Even there we'll put pressure on you to do your research. You can't come and land up and say, which do I really join, MDI Gurgaon or IIM Kashipur. I'm not going to give you the answer, but we'll help you. We'll give you the entire toolkit to make that decision. And so that is what we do as part of 2IIM. Any questions, all of that, there's a lot more information available about 2IIM, our team, what we do on the web. So give it a go. Go through our website and you'll have a clear idea of what we're all about.